Imagine waking up one morning to find out someone has broken into your digital home. Not only that, they're using your own server to launch attacks on strangers across the globe. That happened to me. But instead of panicking, I decided to play a much longer, smarter game. And let's just say by the end, this hacker lost everything. His accounts, his identity, his reputation gone. If you've ever felt the sweet taste of poetic justice, you're going to love this story. Hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you believe karma always finds a way. And stick around to the end because this isn't just revenge. It's psychological warfare at its finest. It all started with an email. Just an ordinary morning, sipping my coffee, checking my inbox, when I noticed a message from my hosting provider. The subject line alone made my stomach drop. Suspicious activity detected on your server. I opened it and froze. According to them, my server was being used to launch cyber attacks from my machine. If you've ever had that cold rush of panic when you realize something terrible is happening under your nose, you know the feeling. It's like the ground tilts beneath you. My first thought was disbelief. My server. I ran it tight. I was careful. But denial quickly shifted to anger. Someone had broken into my space. They weren't just stealing files or causing mischief. They were using me as a shield for their crimes. They were hiding behind my name. I couldn't let that stand. So I rolled up my sleeves and started digging. Hours blurred into the night as I combed through logs, inspected processes, and traced connections. That's when I found a backdoor application quietly humming away, connecting to some shadowy corner of the internet. The hacker wasn't just inside. He was running an entire botnet for my machine, pulling strings like a puppeteer. The more I examined his tool, the more interesting it became. This wasn't some mysterious, sophisticated malware. No, it was an open source project, freely available, and that gave me an idea. A dangerous, brilliant idea. I downloaded the code. I studied it. I tore it apart, line by line, until I understood how it worked. Then I rewired it not to serve him, but to serve me. My version would look and feel identical to his original tool. Except now, it would quietly log every single thing he did. Every keystroke, every connection, every secret. And then it would report back to me. I had turned his weapon into my honeypot. Now this is where patience came in. I didn't just want to kick him out and patch the hole. That would have been the easy way, the boring way. I wanted to know who this was, what he wanted, what he did when he thought no one was watching. So I waited. Not for days. Not for weeks. For months. 6 whole months. And in those months, I collected everything. His usernames, his passwords, his browsing history, his chat logs, his online habits. You know that eerie feeling when someone knows your favorite food, your birthday, even your guilty pleasure songs? I had that level of detail in him. Piece by piece, I built a digital map of his life. I wasn't just inside his system. Inside his world. By the end of month 6, I had enough information to dismantle him. So, I started. Slowly, methodically. I took control of his main email account. That was the crown jewel. The account tied to almost everything else he owned. From there, it was like pulling a thread on a sweater. I issued password resets left and right, and each time, the reset link flowed into the inbox I now controlled. Within days, I owned him. 6 additional email accounts, 24 IRC chat, handles, his Facebook profile, his dating accounts, his websites, even the backup service for his phone. I had his personal phone number, his mom's number, his girlfriend's number. I knew where he lived, where he went to school, what kind of pizza he liked. He thought he was a predator. In reality, he was prey. And I had the keys to his entire existence. Now, you might think this is the part where I exposed him, humiliated him. Maybe called his girlfriend to let her know the kind of shady stuff he was doing. But no. My revenge wasn't about a single sting. It was about erasure. I wanted him to vanish from the internet the same way he had invaded my server, so one by one, I shut him down. accounts deleted. Access revoked. His online empire crumbled to dust. I didn't stop until there was nothing left tethering him to the digital life he thought he ruled. But I wasn't done. Not yet. Because after all that quiet sabotage, I wanted a finale, a hammer blow that would ensure he could never crawl back. So I drafted an email, a very special email, to his internet service provider. And in it, I demanded more information about him except. I wrapped that demand in something incendiary, something I knew would light up alarm bells. In the email, I wrote insults about the monarch of Indonesia. Harsh, vulgar insults. No. If you don't know, Indonesia has strict Lasmagas laws. We're talking 15 years in prison for disrespecting the monarchy. This wasn't just a jab, it was a nuclear strike. The moment I hit send, I knew what would happen. He'd see the walls closing in, and sure enough, he vanished. Instantly. Accounts inactive. Presence gone. For a man who had made his identity thrive online, suddenly he didn't exist anymore. It's been over 15 years since that day. And you know what? I still check sometimes. Look for signs that he resurfaced, maybe rebuilt himself under a new name, but I've never found him. He's gone. Whether he crawled into the shadows out of fear, or whether those laws actually caught up with him, I don't know. But his silence is my answer. Satisfaction wasn't just in deleting accounts or seizing control. It was in watching the balance of power flip. He thought he was untouchable, anonymous, a ghost in the machine. But ghosts don't leave behind favorite foods, birthdays, girlfriends, and mom's phone numbers. Ghosts don't crumble when you tug at their email threads. And in the end, he wasn't a ghost at all. He was just a man who picked the wrong server to mess with. And I was the wrong guy to underestimate. If this story taught me anything, it's that power without wisdom is fragile. The hacker thought he was powerful because he had tools. But tools mean nothing if someone smarter, more patient, and more determined turns them against you. Justice, in its truest form, is often invisible till it's too late. So, what do you think? Is this the ultimate digital revenge? Or would you have handled it differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the ride, and subscribe for more true stories of revenge served ice cold. And hey, share this with a friend who needs a reminder that sometimes karma just needs a little push.